Way better? Good. So I made a change. I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for helping with that, guys. This is important. It's important to me that to make this look good because I'm the first person doing live vape broadcasting in HD on YouTube. No one else is doing that. And so I just appreciate the help. There's bumps and stutters and stuff. But man, the video looks really good right now. I'm going to close my window. So that's great. Thanks for the help. And we may have to adjust it again. I have to figure out what the sweet spot is for my setup and internet and everything. And it's kind of a spinning plates type thing when you're doing this. So it's actually a little bit of a hassle. And I do it because I love you and I love vaping. And I can't find my vape. Where is it? Where's my vape? Okay. Oh, there's Vaping Maker. Hey, man. It's okay. You don't have to comment, but I'm so happy to see you, man. Oh, and I forgot to respond to your last comment in the last show, too. Thanks. I love that you watch the shows, too, and I really appreciate it. You're so cool. We really love all of our worldwide audience. There's U.S. people, people in the U.K., all over. And we only have tiny, tiny, tiny amounts of people abroad, but there are people. There's like a person in Iran that watches and a couple of people in Malaysia, and we love all of you. You're awesome. I'm just reading a little bit of the chat. It looks like everyone's saying good morning. There's WTF. There's Brandy 225 RC. What's going on? Oh, and there is your name. I forgot your name. I'm so sorry. The fellow that makes the box mods from Apuron. And I'm so sorry I forgot your actual name, but he's in the chat too. Hey, nice to see you. He saw our review yesterday and got to see the terrible artifacts on the thing. So, hey, there's Vape King, too. Good morning. So, things are okay. I'm just vaping on my Moonshot. Looks like it's 6:14. Let me see. I'm going to switch over and see if Owen is here. All right, I'm going to call my buddy, and let's see. Look at the Skype headset on. Turn it on. Get my hair out of the ear cups. Switch the audio. Yes, There we go. We're on the headset now, and I'm going to call Owen. You guys can hear him ringing, by the way.
Hello.
Hello, Owen. How are you?
I'm fantastic, sir. How are you?
I'm very good. We don't have video for you, right? I understand, because you're on your phone.
Say that one more time.
We have no video for you, right? Because you're on your phone.
Correct.
Okay, great. That's awesome. So everybody, hi, Big Natty in the audience. Everybody, this is our buddy Owen Ginter. He's a friend of the show. That's right. He's part of the OVHQ crew, and he's one of our funnier people. So anyway, he's going to tell us a story about his noisy cricket. And tell us how you're doing. What are you vaping? Where are you at? You at work?
Yeah, I'm at work right now. Mechanical contractor just north of Detroit.
Nice.
About, 45 minutes. This morning,
That's cool.
Firing up the noisy cricket, of course.
Nice.
Dripping some independent vapor company. It's a flavor called America. It's designed after red, white, and blue bomb pop.
Oh, really? Okay.
Super, super smooth.
That's cool, because I've had a flavor like that before that was not smooth. It was bomb pop bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that sounds delicious. Smooth is important to me. Good mixing.
I'd love to send you some. It's really, really good.
That sounds cool. My girlfriend and I have fantasized about moving to Detroit and buying a whole building. You know what I mean? Like selling everything we have and being like the only people who are like, no, I'll live there. And because it's like, it bothers me that city is dead. A lot. Anyway, I don't know why I went off on that. I have no idea. I just had this sudden inspiration to talk about my nostalgia for Detroit. Hey, there he is. Hey, turn your phone on its side. I know it sounds silly.
Should I stand it up?
I don't know. Turn it again, or maybe give it a one to the side, then back, because it hasn't adjusted yet. It will go sideways. Like, actually turn it 90 degrees. Yeah, there you go. Now watch this. It didn't work. You're not locked on orientation, are you, where it's only on portrait? Your beard is awesome, by the way.
Yes. It's something to bring up today. Just yesterday was 5 months without a shave.
Yes, my friend. For me, it's time to get the buzzers out and give it a nice sculpture. I don't think people realize it's just like a topiary. You just shape it. You grow it and you comb it and shape it.
I've just kind of let this thing just get out of control and then brush it down every morning.
That's good. That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's the other beard lesson. I've decided that it's going to be Orbital Vaping and Beard Care headquarters. That's our secret. We're going to insert beard care headquarters because we all love beards and our stuff, and all the gals like it too. The gals are like, "Oh, your beard's nice," and even the guys without beards are like, "Hey, good beard." So that's funny.
It is love. It is life.
Yeah, totally. So, dude, what happened to your noisy cricket?
Last night, as I normally do, I was breaking the cricket down
Oh,
to
and by the
give
way, I'm sorry. Turn your phone one more time to the side, and then keep talking. Please continue.
90 degrees.
There. You are pretty.
Good.
Yeah, you're cool. You're widescreen. So last night, what happened?
Breaking it down, give it a bath as I do every night, twice a day actually, and
Love your noisy cricket. I love that.
absolutely love this thing, powerhouse. But as I went
Remind
to
everybody what the noisy cricket is, by the way, because there's people who have no idea.
the Noisy Cricket is a series mod 18 dual 18650 that is super powerful. You're talking 8.4 volts at one shot off, some fresh batteries. I'm sure it's a little less than that, but super powerful. Something you don't build super low on. You want to get up 0.4, 0.5, 0.6 area, just for safety purposes.
And the vape is good too. I don't think people realize that that's no sacrifice. It's good.
Yes, very solid. But as I was disassembling this here firing button, as I was turning it, I didn't realize that I was turning only the black piece, and the button was separating itself, unthreading. And as I got to the point where the threads ran out, the black button popped off the top, the spring shot off to the side.
Whoa.
Next thing you know, my mod is sitting there and it's firing.
Oh. Wow. So you acted fast, I hope.
Well, when I bought this, I did a lot of research, so I was, prepared for bomb disposal, shall you say.
Bomb disposal, that is what it is. That's how it feels. I never thought of it that way. You're absolutely right. It feels like you're a bomb disposal expert.
Yeah, I was getting
amateur.
ready to stick into the garbage disposal just for safety purposes,
Hey, that is a clever idea. That's
Yeah.
$80 down the tube, $150 down the tube, max.
Right, yeah, and everyone's
Yeah.
safe.
That is
But
genius. I'm telling my girlfriend, and she's going to reward me for thinking safe. And I thank you for that tip. Everyone
yeah,
else, remember that. Garbage disposal, that's a great idea. Your garbage disposal is a little steel tub.
yep, solid as a rock too. So if it was going to explode or vent, it was going to vent right into that machine, and I could
Yeah.
have just swapped it out.
That's right.
Of course, work in the plumbing field, so garbage disposal are a dime a dozen in my area.
Yeah, it's true. Our father-in-law, my girlfriend's dad, bought us the best garbage disposal ever a couple of years ago. And we're so glad. And so it was still only $150. They're just not that expensive. So when you bought the Noisy Cricket, you were ready. That's what everybody should know is that series mods, you got to be ready to in a little emergency. But anyway, so I didn't mean to interrupt you. That's just such a good tip. I just got derailed when you said that.
Yeah. So, I mean, once I realized what was going on, it only took a brief minute, but I was actually able to spin the RDA off real quick to get it to stop firing and go about my
Nice.
regular bath for the night. But it was something
Nice.
that came up. I grabbed an Allen key and tightened the assembly of the button back together, and everything's honky dory.
That's fascinating. That's interesting because this is another thing we talk about all the time. Safety first, safety first, safety first, safety first, safety first. Lesson in vaping. I need a flashing thing. Vape lesson. It is. You're not eating any pride. You're not losing anything by spewing safety first all the time. All you are is the smartest person in the room if you're looking for safety and for people to do safe things. So all Owen's saying is that he's always vigilant when he's working with the series mod that has batteries in it because it's a dangerous bomb and little things can go wrong. You hear what he said? He said that he was just working on it normally, screwed the wrong thing, and then the spring popped off and it started firing. So things happen. I have a story like that on my old tug box that has no MOSFET or anything. I was upset one day and put the batteries in backwards and fired it while I was driving. And so, I had to stop the car and throw the whole thing behind a dumpster. I was lucky I was at a place. Yeah, I was lucky I was at a place where I could stop the car and do that. I would have had to, I honestly don't know what I would have done. Probably open the window and thrown it out and it hurt someone.
Yeah, yeah. It's better to dispose of it outside. At least at that point, everyone's in their car and no one's injured. That's the
That's
key.
right. And worse, someone's tire gets fucked up.
Yeah, I don't want to be one of those dummies. You know,
So
so
that's a great way to start the day out. A little safety. So
yeah.
everyone should know that. See, we got to be vigilant. Let's have a vape. You have any coffee there at work? Don't you guys drink coffee?
I do have coffee.
Oh, thank
It's
God.
over on the table though. But
Oh God. You want to go get it?
I'll take it with me.
Oh my God, you're mobile.
I do everything on my mobile device. I haven't used my PC for anything outside of gaming in probably 6 years since the Androids started making the 5.5 plus size screens.
Yeah, they're better. I'm just about to get a. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to either wait for the iPhone 7 or get the new Galaxy S7 because it looks great to me. It really
Oh,
looks great. I need that
yeah.
good camera too.
Yeah.
225RC says he has a little can for little fires too. There you go.
Oh, great, great. Yeah.
Sure, sure.
Anything to, be prepared, fully prepared,
Yeah.
especially if you're going to get into something, that can get crazy.
What do you think? Sand?
Sand would
A little
probably,
sand in a can?
yeah, it would stop the firing for sure.
Or it might
I
it
would,
might at least absorb some of the energy if it's blowing up.
yeah, I would put something heavy over top of it just to seal
Hmm.
that thing right down to the ground. So if it goes anywhere, it's staying in that can. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Imagine, yeah, exactly. And your children's sandbox, perfect. No, just kidding. I'm totally kidding. I like the garbage disposal best. That's cool. I want to say hi to Chrissy. She's new. I believe she's new. If you're not new, then I apologize. I didn't notice before. I'm having a delicious cup of coffee. It's VapeAM. It's 6:23. Time's flying this morning. This is VapeAM where we wake up and you get to hang out in Orbital Vaping headquarters with me, Juicy Jones. Today we got Owen Ginter on the phone here talking about safety with the noisy cricket.
I
Uh,
love this thing.
yeah.
Hadn't been able to put it down since I got it.
That's killer. It's also people don't realize until you put your. This is like the rouleau. You don't realize how small it is until you have it in your hand. It's the size of two 18650s plus 3 millimeters. You know.
Healthy vape too. It's
Yeah.
small enough, and with a short RDA on it. The Velocity Mini looked real nice on top of it too.
And
Nice and
yeah, I saw another gal at a vape shop who came in and she had an authentic Roy Hunter Mini on it. It looked so hot. It looked so. I couldn't believe it looked just like the. I was like, because I had this thing about portable vapes and small vapes, and so it's a mystery why I don't own one of these things yet. So she had the setup I want the most. I'm getting a Royal Hunter Mini, and that thing, it was so teeny. It was so little bitty teeny, and it just looked really hot. She had a good build in there too. I was like, God damn, that's cool.
yeah.
Sean Taft says our beards are glorious. That's cool. He's right.
Well, thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you,
he's right.
sir. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so Skeletor went to VCCT this weekend, and maybe I can just be a dork and get the Instagram up of some of my favorite dudes. If you have to go, Owen, that's totally cool. I'm just sitting here shooting the shit now. I
Yeah.
apologize.
I'm good unless I get a phone call.
Okay, that's good. That's how we are
Yeah.
here on VapeAM. If you want to come on, all we do is have Skype friends, and I'm not some elite, unreachable jerk. Owen's just a guy I know from Instagram, so you can also contact us and be a part of this if you want to. Also, don't forget to find us and subscribe. I'm Juicy Jones HQ on Instagram. I'm real active there. I've got almost 10,000 people, so I need to do a giveaway for that. I keep on not doing giveaways because I keep growing really fast. I don't even know what to do. You guys have to understand that I just used to be a guy who sat around vaping on my little pen, and now I do a bunch of YouTube and Instagram stuff, and 10,000 people follow me, and I have 700 people on YouTube. So I don't forgive me for being an amateur at this because I am. So
That
anyway,
nation. So
yeah, I'm gonna do some giveaways. I'm gonna get some stuff together, give it away. I just got this uh, moonshot to review from CMCVapes.com, who is a retailer that grew out of this vape family. So he's a guy
yeah,
who just wants to give back to the family by having slightly lower prices. So go over to his place, CMC Vapes. Anyway, he sent me this to review, and he sent me a crown. I'm going to give that away, a black crown, which I don't
nice.
have a black crown. I have a silver crown, and I just feel like I need to give that to you guys because you're awesome. So I'm going to give that away somewhere, sometime here soon, and as much as I can. Anyway, there's my summary of what was going on. So Skeletor went um, to VCCT and he hung out with Big Lou and Pug Chop, two of my favorite dudes, and we're all Sketchy Vapes family. And I just want to see if, yeah, there it is. I'm going to turn it on. Boom! there's my boys, Skeletor and Big Lou and Pug Chop, and I'm gonna grab my sketchy vape too. It's over here in safety land. Be safe. This is it's Orbital Vaping headquarters only real sponsored. Our real sponsor is Sketchy Vapes, and I love Sketchy Vapes. They sent me a bottle of that new, which is delicious. I hope it focuses. That new, oh yeah, yummy. And he sent me the Pug Chop Able, which is good. It's pretty good. I did something wrong, and the battery connector is bent now, so it doesn't hit right anymore.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's my fault. Pug pointed it out when I did it. It's pretty good. Actually, I'm surprised. This works really good with the cuboid. Yeah. Oh, Pug Chop. Dude, you nailed it. This only needs to be a teeny bit wider, and it totally works with the cuboid. That's awesome. Totally cool. I really like my Sketchy Vapes. Sketchy Vapes. It's the SEV Sketchy Vapes mod. I love these. The theme behind Sketchy Vapes is don't be so serious. That's what it is. Don't be so fucking serious. I love those guys. They're cool. Big Lou and Pug Chop are really cool. Anyway, I'm really privileged to be in that tiny little club of silliness.
Oh.
Oh yeah, William reminds me to remind all you guys, don't forget to click on the like button and click on the subscribe button and then click on that little gear next to the subscribe button and a window comes up and you can check the box that says send me all the notifications. If you check that, you'll get notifications in time to see live reviews and stuff as we go. Whereas if you don't, you're only going to see them after they're over. So ha ha.
Just a reminder, I don't have my YouTube up, so I can't see anything as far
that's
as
fine.
chat. Or
the
video.
chat points out that Big Lou is the one that builds unsafe stuff, and that's absolutely true. I love Big Lou. One of the reasons I love him is that he tells you what to build, and then builds what he does, and tells you not to build that way. And so that's what we do here too. It's really no different. I have stuff on here that I'll tell you not to build until you know what you're doing. And I think he would tell you the same thing. He says in every video, don't build this way, build higher. And I don't think he's promoting those builds. He's just showing you what he does, and he's telling you what to do until you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Part
I
of
like
this,
to ask a lot of questions. It is something as simple as just a couple of weeks ago, I asked Sean Taft. I said, I have this wire here. I want to put it on this mod. What do you recommend? And it's not that I didn't know. It's that I wanted to know his opinion, his experiences, just to gather as much as you can.
yeah.
You can never learn too much on this stuff.
No, no question is stupid either. Like, I'm terrible at this, and I'll ask people any question at all. And I ask people who are like master builder stuff all the time, and they never treat me like, oh, blah, blah, blah. They're always like, oh, yeah, do this. Because they care about this stuff. But part of it is that you will start to understand Ohm's law, and the most important thing is understanding your own batteries, where they come from, the provenance of them, what the quality of. Like, I have a voltimeter, and I read the voltage on my batteries, and I see how they're degrading over time and stuff. And it's important not to put old batteries in mods. So Big Lou has a good understanding of the capabilities of his own batteries and what his builds do and stuff. And I'm not trying to defend him. All I mean is that part of this whole vape game is 18 up only. Like it's caveat emptor. It's you have to know what you're doing. And we try to educate people, but I do things that I don't recommend to people sometimes too, and it's because I feel like I know what I'm doing. And if I die, well, that's okay. It's my own death, and you guys will see it on YouTube. But I will be the guy in the hospital saying it was my fault. But those mistakes are always dumbasses who do dumb shit, like put unwrapped batteries in mods and put keys in their pocket with their batteries and stuff.
Yeah, that's just toying with death or a severe burn.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
No, definitely not. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Is Big Lou likes hot builds. So anyway, I know he gets criticized for that, but I personally never watch a video and just do what they say without thinking. I do what Owen does. I ask people stuff, and you only have to watch more than one video to know, and watch more than one of Lou's videos to know that you have to know what you're doing. I don't think he's a good beginner guy to look at for builds and stuff, except to know where you're maybe heading later, right?
Definitely, I would agree
Exactly.
with that.
Yeah, he's like not the guy for the super beginners, but he's really great. And what I like about him is he's unpretentious, like we are. He's not sitting around. He's not sitting
You know,
around with like I'm a rock star shirt on, and he's like, hi,
you know who's good for beginners?
rip.
There's a guy on yeah, but there's a guy on YouTube. His name is Juicy Jones.
Oh shit,
Yeah,
that's a
he's really
plug.
yeah. He even shows them how to make their own juice and such. Pretty cool cat.
Be independent.
Yeah.
I'm more like a hub of information, not actually my own brain being that big, but I like to connect people. That's for the purpose of this show. It's for everyone to be connected and make a community. So that's cool. Oh, you know what? Oh, and Alex Schultheis says he gives away battery cases. That is the best. Giving away battery cases. I realized kind of early that vape shops that just gave me battery cases are good. They're
Safety
like,
promotion. You got to
yeah,
promote safety.
yeah,
You know, this new force of the government trying to involve themselves in the vaping is right now. We need to be safe. We need to be smart. And we need to be strong. And it takes the knowledge to know what to and what not to do to prevent them from having more ammunition against vaping.
yeah, totally. Sorry, you guys just saw my little conversation with Lamont there with Martin. I was just seeing if he was up. Yeah, and the sad thing about that is that we need the government on our side. Like, wouldn't we be all happy if the FDA were like, man, vaping is really good for you, and you tobacco guys are bad, and we need to get you guys in order so that you're selling safe products. That is actually not a crazy thing. That has happened in the past. It's just that right now in this country, we're just not in that space, and the tobacco guys and the lobbyists for them control all this junk, and it's really annoying. I saw a show from Vaping Minuteman. You guys should go check out his channel. And he, on his replay, I think not this past, I think it was last Tuesday, but it might have been the one before, on his The Scoop show. He's got Stephen Didak, the head of NotBlowingSmoke.org, and he's awesome. And he also has Stephen, I forgot his last name, from Smiley, who is also one of my favorite guys because just he's a master ranter, just like I am. And so I absolutely love watching that guy because he like went off on something. I was like, ooh, that gives me the tingles. I love it. Oh, somebody said they had a snow wolf on the circuit board burnt up inside. That makes me frown. Oh. I've never owned a snow wolf. Have you, Owen?
Never.
Yeah.
I own 5 mods, and I'm at this point now where I'm refusing to look at anything because I get impulsive.
Yeah. That's
You
a
know,
smart
like
move. That's you understanding your own limits. That's because this
yeah,
sometimes if you become a hobbyist, this like I was talking to another guy last night. He was like, "Man, if I don't stop talking to you, I'm gonna be in the poorhouse." And I was like, "Yeah, no kidding." This is part of this is like a hobby where it's easy to enable people, but you got to control yourself and your own thing. So I respect
yeah,
you for that. But
definitely.
you only have one mod.
The noisy cricket.
Yeah, you've only got one mod. I haven't seen you. I haven't seen Instagram or anything of a different mod in like 3 weeks or something.
D2.
Hmm. There you go. I have a D3, and I don't like it at all. Oh, what's that? Was that a 150? A Sigelei 150?
Fuchai 200.
Oh, that's good. That's what I keep hearing.
I would give it 3 out of 5 stars across the entire board.
Oh, that's not
I
great.
wouldn't say it's great about anything. I wouldn't say it's horrible about anything. It's for the price. It's decent.
It's kind of a
But
Sigelei thing. Is they have decent, like that Sigelei 150 may be the best thing they ever made because it's an indestructible, mod that everyone liked and didn't do much. It just did what it said it did in the box. That was the problem last year. Is there's a ton of stuff that just didn't do anything it said in the box.
I also keep this on hand too. Dos Equis clone.
Oh man, I want one of those things too. Who complains about those?
Not bad.
Yeah, and I saw one that was engraved by some guy in New York, and it was insane. It just looked so great. It's killer. Hey, there's Thomas Hull. Good morning. Yeah. So I was gonna get Martin Futrell on to talk about his Lassimo touchscreen mod, which is so cool, but it looks like he's
Yeah.
busy or doing something else. And so we're talking to Owen Ginter, who we're lucky was around this morning, and nobody at work wants him. Yay!
Yeah.
I love that. If you
I
guys,
love Martin too. I love Martin. He
yeah,
and I have this thing about coordination. Pieces have to match parts, and
yeah.
I can't put copper on top of a black cricket. It has to be a black RDA on top of the black cricket with the black button.
Okay, then help me out. I have a copper goon coming, and it's not going to match anything I've got. It's a 24, so it's not big enough to be a perfect match on the outside the box mod, the OTBM EOB, even though it's going to look great on this thing.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
because this thing has a distressed 510, so it'll look cool, but it's not perfect. So, what do you think? I mean, is there a noisy cricket that is perfect for the goon in copper or for any copper RDA?
Noisy cricket. I don't think you could put 24 mils on.
Oh, is it just 22 exactly?
Strictly, yeah. If you go 24, you're entering into the push button.
Yeah, forget that. So it looks like
Um,
I'm going to be sticking it on my black, boxes or whatever.
yeah, black goes with everything.
I'm disappointed though. I should have gotten stainless steel, but I was like, I don't own any copper RDAs. I said, fuck it. I was like, whatever, and I'll throw it in some lemon juice or some. I actually have powdered citric acid that I use to clean all kinds of parts, guitar parts, vape parts. I've had it forever. You can also just eat it for vitamin C, so works great. It's a very mild acid. So look,
Good.
William says he talked his local vape shop into joining Casaa, and the guy didn't know what it was. But
Wow. Just now learning about that.
yeah,
A little behind the curve.
yeah. Oh, and Andrew says he doesn't like the taste of copper RDAs. That's interesting. We'll see. Stainless is probably the best.
Yeah.
By the way, I just wanted to show you guys, I'm still vaping on my new Moonshot. I'm just trying to empty it. I'm going to put some delicious pank in it, and I may take it apart and show you the pieces once I've got it unvaped here.
You said you like strawberry, right?
Oh yeah,
It's in here in my bag.
it's so weird. Strawberry is so fashionable in the last few months, but yeah, I love strawberry. Oh, what's that stuff? Great looking bottle.
Supercharged Heaven. It's called Archangel. It's a strawberry cream, and it is absolutely the fucking lish.
Ooh, daddy like.
Best strawberry cream I've had yet.
I want to do a strawberry shootout where, we take like an hour or two and go through every strawberry. Wouldn't that be fun? How much?
I
Because
love
strawberry's the
strawberry.
thing these days, and that's all
Yeah.
everyone instead. In the last 4 months, I've probably tried 18 strawberry vapes. It's just one of those things. So everybody's into it. And in fact, I'm just about to vape another one, which is called Pank, and it's delicious. I tell you. I don't want to spoil the review though, even though I just did. That's it. Sorry guys, don't watch it. Just kidding.
Like,
Please
I'm
watch it.
gonna watch anyway.
I want to just eat this stuff, and it passes the Nuck test too. When you put some on your finger and taste it, and it tastes good, that's Pank. That's a big deal because I get stuff and taste it, and it tastes like freaking motor oil and just shit, just horrible, like orange juice and motor oil, but not this stuff.
I like motor oil.
You do? You like it? I mean,
Love it.
it's subjective, man.
Every morning.
Yeah, it's subjective. And I imagine working in a mechanical place like that, there's plenty of oil for you to choose from, using, for your beard and your hands and drinking and all that stuff.
Sure. Yeah, you even got glycol here.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
That's actually amusing as hell that you have that in the shop.
Yeah. Use it on a handful of systems that are, hot water distributions and things of that nature.
It's interesting. I used to work in a place that had a water jet cutter, and it would cut through an inch of steel. It was one of those, and it was probably 6 feet long, 3 feet wide. It was so nice. Man, I wish I owned one of those. Except for the trouble, the sand that it used to do the cutting was such a pain in the ass. You had to forklift it in. I think I got the truck, and I would go out and get like 2 pallets of this stuff every month. We use so much of it. So let's check out what the guys are saying in chat here. It looks like, who makes a great cherry limeade? I have no idea.
Yeah, why?
Yeah. Oh, a B-Man says he has a strawberry milk custard I would like, so that's interesting. Oh, and he's making it. Oh, he's reviewing it. Okay, good. Make sure that you let me know, and I'll watch that. Let's see. Oh, I misread one of the chat things. I thought a guy was talking about a steak juice, and that's not what he said. How would you like that? Oh, it's bacon and steak, custard.
Throw a little onion flavor in there. Why
You
not?
got that? You got the onion? Yeah. Make sure it's Walla Walla from here in Washington.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. You know what's sad is that this chat goes away. That's what makes me sad about YouTube, is that after the show, when it posts it, it doesn't post all this stuff to the chat log, and it doesn't send it to me. And
You
so
just
I
lost.
only, yeah, I get like a little bit of scroll back at the end of the show. That's a little bit, and all this stuff just goes away into the ether, and that bugs me. That's one of the reasons I think we're going to set up the site so that we can do chats on there that stay there, and that way you guys can watch from there. And then if we're chatting, then we'll just be there. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of frustrating. People say so much cool shit. Okay, so everyone's talking about their favorite juices, and I can't follow how many, but it says Higgy Sigs makes a good cherry limeade. I am surprised that somebody found one of those. So Space Jam needs to do one, is what Sam says. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Space Jam. I shouldn't be answering my text messages here during the show.
Did you say Space Jam?
That's what Sam Wells says.
That just showed up at the vapor shop up the street from me.
Really? Actually, two
Yeah,
people told me about that.
my 12-year-old walked by the door and saw it, and he was like, "Daddy, you need to try that stuff."
That's fun. What do your kids think about your vaping?
They love it. The smells are great. They are fully knowledged on the health benefits in comparison to being a smoker, and
Did you tell them?
they wanted me. Well, I explained it the
Because
way
you
that
were a
it was.
smoker presumably before, right? I'm so sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, no, oh man, let's see. I'll be 40 in a month or two. 20, almost 28 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah. When they saw this, when they saw the vape gear coming through, they were, just as excited about it as I was. For different reasons, of course. But
Yeah. First of all, you don't stink.
exactly.
That's the
And when they
first
come in,
thing the kids are going to notice. Dad doesn't fucking stink.
hey, you know. But yeah, no, they're behind me 100%. They're always giving me great support and letting me know, just keep doing what you're doing. Don't smoke, don't smoke. I've let them know by now I'm not really interested in smoking anymore.
Yeah, me
I-
either. It repulses me. I am interested in my nicotine juice, but not smoking.
right, right, right. I won't be repulsed by it. I don't want to become one of those folks that preaches against it. But I just kind of just nod it off.
Oh, I
You
hear
know,
you. I don't want to make it sound like that. I'm only sympathetic. Obviously, my entire hobby is helping people quit smoking. But, for me, it repulses me physically. Like, I smell it and it disgusts me. And I'm like, oh, because it brings me. The one sense you have that does not go through a filter is your smell. And so when you smell something, it goes right into your limbic system in your head, right through past all the filters of the other stuff, and that's why you get memories and things jog. So when I smell cigarettes, I have a lot of bad things associated with it, including dying and other stuff. But you're right, of course. I mean, my only desire is to get people onto vaping if they want to try it, and or to help them quit smoking somehow. Even if you want to quit smoking and start vaping and then quit vaping. That's fine with me. I mean, I'm 100% okay with that. People don't have to become hobbyists like we are, but you got to quit smoking.
yeah, I didn't really, for many years, I swore that I loved smoking, like literally loved smoking.
Hmm.
And even my father got cancer. He was diagnosed on a Thursday. The following Friday morning, he was dead. So
Oh my God, that's so awful. Oh, and I'm
yeah,
sorry.
it was drastic and it was quick. But at the same time, I had all of my family members coming to me saying, "Are you going to quit now? Are you going to quit now? Are you going to quit now?" And I kept telling them, "No, I enjoy this. I'm going to do it until I'm ready to quit." It takes that last moment of you making the choice. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah, my friend came over a couple of weeks ago, and he had quit. And I asked him, how'd you do it? What happened? What made you do it? And he said, I just decided. And I was like, that's all you did. Right, you did the right thing. Once you decide that you're not going to be a smoker, then you start looking for ways not to smoke, and that way, then you start investigating vaping. In his case, he went in and like did all this research, watched tons of it. He knew a ton of shit for somebody who had never vaped. Really, he bought a little evic kit with a Tron tank and was here. And I was like, you know a lot. You have gone to and done a lot of research. He had a lot of questions. So it was really cool for him to come so prepared. I was like, wow. I had to explain some of the basic stuff. He had gone a little bit to the far end, you know. He was kind of watching Grim Green and Big Lou, thinking that he had to get mech mods and learn Ohm's law right away. And I'm like, no, 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 it's okay. Like when you want to outgrow your Evic VTC Mini, just get a cuboid, and you're still
Baby.
safe. Like
Yeah, baby
you're okay.
step.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then what I told him was that by the time you've exhausted what a 150 will do, or a Rouleau or something, you'll know what questions to ask. You'll already be shopping for that mech.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be 5 or 6 months, and you'll be like, "Oh, I'm ready for a mech now because I've got good batteries. I know what I'm doing, and I'll get a good one that's safe. And I'll start with something everyone recommends, like an Able mod or something, or a good clone." And so you'll start asking the right questions, and then
Yeah.
by then you might start with a box mod that has a MOSFET that's nice and safe, but still a mech, you know, or something with a PWM and
Yeah.
that has a dial and stuff. So you can take and this is all good gear. So you're not making sacrifices or doing anything. It's just different parts of vaping. But that kind of advanced vaping is definitely advanced. Even we don't get into that casually.
Yeah. I started with a little pen model. It was completely and utterly unrewarding and failing me every day.
Worst batteries
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, and on top of that, just I wasn't getting the gratification that I needed to help myself get past this.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
And-
you can't the first vape of the day is good, or the second one, and then after
Yeah.
that it's garbage.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's just how it is. It's like so irritating.
Right at that same time, a buddy of mine who's also a contractor out here in the Michigan, he was added to the AV team. Detroit Mike, you can find him through my Instagram if you're
Oh,
following me. But,
yeah, I will. What'd you say, Detroit Mike?
Detroit Mike, yeah, it's like D1TR01T. He uses,
Oh
I
my
think he
god.
uses all his numbers for all of his vowels, but really cool cat. And I had told him that I had started vaping on this pen model, and he said, you know,
Mike
in
Minardo.
response, yeah, Mike Minardo, that's the
Mike
man.
Minardo. Oh, you know what? I already follow him.
Yes, Mike Minardo is you like comedy, you like this guy is he's that guy too. You'd love him.
Oh, he has a beard. I like him. I'm done. That's it.
Yeah, we trade notes on beards and whatnot and things
Oh,
like
good.
that. He prompted me to go and get this guy, the D2,
Oh yeah,
and he told me to put a super tank mini on it. So
that's good.
I just impulsively, like I am, I went and bought it. And after the third day with it, I was completely ready to make the move and just leave the smoking behind.
That's so excellent. I'm so glad. And I'm actually it was the Super Tank Mini probably because it's a good transition tank. That's
Yeah.
and also people don't realize, or maybe they do realize, but it's so important. You see what he did was he transited. I did the same thing from a pen battery into a real mod.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter which real mod you transit into. It doesn't have to be a powerful one. These EVICs and that D2, these are 70 watts, 80 watts max. And that is good for most of your vaping, especially when you're starting. I want to tell you guys too, these tanks that I vape on all the time, like that I love to death, which I've misplaced because I'm building right now while we're talking. Like this, my avocado, I'm vaping this thing at 62 watts right now, usually 40. So don't get the idea that just because you have big powerful mods that you're always vaping at big powerful mod levels, because what it does is it gives you flexibility. And when you start with your little single battery mod, you'll get crap battery life and have to, USB charge all the time or whatever. But what you'll have is these EVICs and the D2 and the D3, they are great intro mods and great things to carry around in your pocket, and they work great with any tank. So you don't have to always build it at 200 watts. I have stuff that I've built for that stuff, and then I have stuff that I've built for 110 watts and stuff that I've built for 40 watts, and it's all very enjoyable.
Yeah, I keep the D2 usually at home at my desk by my gaming computer, with whatever flavor I'm dripping. I kind of keep my flavors into different RDAs so that I know which one by looking at the RDA what flavor's in that.
Have you got an
But
easy dripper bottle?
I do not.
It seems like you
No.
would benefit from the different colors: yellow, blue, red, green, black.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I did look at their website to see about getting some of those, but my impulsive purchasing behavior has been kind of shunned at this
Yeah,
point.
and it's $40 that you could spend on other stuff too. I got one bottle, and I'm happy with it. I got it as part of a group buy. So maybe we should do that on the website or something. Is do a little group buy, and but postage sucks. That's what killed me on our group buy. We did the group buy, and I was like, okay, I'll mail it out, and I mailed them out. I'm like, oh my god, I got my ass handed to me on postage. We should have all ordered separately. So maybe my idea is terrible.
Yeah.
Could be. Oh yeah, moonshot for the win. Oh, so I want to show you guys. I took the moonshot apart. I'm sitting here vaping on my avocado, but let me see if I can get the other camera up. I don't know. And it doesn't look like it wants to come up. Oh, other camera, you're so lame. Just kind of remove you.
Get to work, other
Yeah,
camera.
I know. I know, right? You totally know what's up. Probably won't work anyway. What do I know? But if I can... Oh, yeah. And you have to look at my beard comb and stuff, so forgive me. Wow, that
Is that the
exposure.
sandalwood comb?
Huh?
Is that the sandalwood beard comb?
It is. That is
Yeah,
such an
I'm a,
incredibly... Have you got one of these?
I do. I
Man.
do. Actually, I bought it seeing you use it, and I have naturally curly hair, so my beard matches that.
Yeah. And you
So
notice that this thing is so high. I love that. Let's just talk about beards for a second, guys. So this thing is so great. The sandalwood deposits very, very, very small amounts of sandalwood oil in your beard, which is so pleasant and it doesn't conflict with your beard oil. And it has two sizes of comb that are made of wood. And wood combs don't bend. They don't snag your beard. They don't tear your beard apart and get caught up in it like plastic ones do. These wood ones are perfectly straight and firm and rigid, and you go through it with the coarse one and go through it with the fine one, and your beard freaking improves. Endorsed.
yeah, it'll lay down. That's
Yeah.
the key. You want to get it to lay down.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm such a sucker for my beard. I didn't really know until my girlfriend bought this for me, and I was like, how did I live without this before? So look, I have a desk window up right over your head, Owen. So we're all here together, all of us friends. I'm getting rid of the beard comb, sorry. So here is the awesome moonshot, which I hope you guys can see. I should probably just go to full screen, why not? And what it's got is a really bad focus problem. You've heard of that, right? It has a huge deck inside.
That's what she said.
That's right. It's got this big deck inside. And in here you can see I've got two Alien Clapton 5 wraps, 4 wraps that are a quarter ohm each. And there's a little bit of discoloration from the last liquid I had in there. My DIY has a little ethyl maltol in it. But really, the way this works is really strange. This is actually connected to this thing through this. You have to take this retainer ring clean off, and it's like building the biggest RDA ever. It's like a K fund, but it's that big. It's absolutely gigantic. In fact, I should take my micrometer and figure out what size it actually is, shouldn't I? I love micrometer.
I love my noisy cricket.
I know you do. That's awesome.
I can't get enough of this thing. My wife even asked me, "Are you going to start sleeping with that thing?"
Is he gonna start
I
paying
don't.
rent?
I don't want to make you jealous, honey. So no.
Oh. So this is like 16.7 millimeters wide, almost
Wow.
17 millimeters. So it's huge. It's very large, and it has a sort of like almost Earl Conegan or K-Fun type situation where there's just a very, very tiny amount of space. I'm so sorry about the orientation here. Between, I need to turn the damn exposure down too. Jesus. Jesus, mofo. Oh, that's much better. It has a really, really large deck, and it has, you're basically just building big, big wicking blobs that sit right at these holes that correspond to these cardinal directions in each corner of this thing. And you unscrew this retainer. This is so strange. And this entire thing comes out. This is like just press fit. All the cotton, I took it completely apart to show you guys. And the way I put this together was, these actually go in to a little slot that you can see barely on the top and bottom. I'm getting the camera wrong. On the top and bottom of this. And you put the curved portion, the coil portion of this over that, and it slides into the slot. So I'm going to attempt to give this a shot and do it again and put it back.
I'm relocating. My battery on my phone is getting low, so sorry about the travel time, folks.
Oh, it's all good. Right now we're all full screen anyway, I believe. Okay, so I basically just took this thing and stuck the wicking in, and I trimmed it around the outside of the bottom, and then I used my thumbnail just to push it back inside there. And so we have this nice little basically factory coil, but it's incredibly tricky and difficult to build on because as you're building, this thing here spins freely. It does not spin freely, and it has a kind of aromomizer type of bottom. It doesn't spin freely once you have it screwed in. So one of the tricks that my buddy told me was to, when you take it out, you build on it like this, and you can stick a pin or something through this 510. So I stuck just a paper clip through it while it was in the base and just held it, and then I screwed this thing on. And I'm going to do a video of me actually doing this stuff too. I'm just sort of giving you guys a first look at what this thing is like. It's got a cool K-Funny style deck. It's really kind of tricky to build on, but obviously this was my first try, and it works beautifully and wicks beautifully. You can see that the actual bell is very large and goes right over to the top and screws in pretty tight at the bottom, and there's a very, very, very minimal amount of space inside here for this. So the wicking works by the stuff falling down by gravity and then going into the very, very, very large wicking holes. I think they're like 3 mils. So it works really well. And let me just show you the fill system. It has an airflow on the bottom that is Cyclops style and goes from fully open to fully closed. So you can get completely restricted airflow with this. Not quite mouth to lung, but it works. It's good flavor. And then the top fill is very simple. This thing seals by pressing down into those grooves and screwing down. It has O-rings, and so it works pretty well. I recommend that if you get one of these things, because of the vacuum that happens when you fill it up, that you close the airflow when you're filling it up, because I've had some leaking problems when I didn't do that. I really like this thing.
Where did you get that thing at, Juice?
I got this thing from cmcvapes.com for review, which I'm going to do a real review on video live for all you guys later, along with the building. I don't actually know what the price is, but you can go there and see. This to me is in the category of niche tanks. You know, like people who want big cloud tanks. But I must say that I didn't realize it, but it's very flavor. It's better flavor than my aromomizer, and maybe that's just because of the build I put in it, but I really like it. I'm going to just reduce the window size again to go back to where we were, so we can all be on together. Oh, it looks funny if you're watching. Forgive me. There we go.
No, you know, Hollow Angel also is a Cricut owner now too.
Oh, that's fantastic. I did know that. I want to know how she liked her Evogo Velocity too. Yeah, that noisy Cricut. Everybody's got to get one of those once you're confident enough to get one. Do not buy that first. Don't buy that unless you know what you're doing. I just want to say that over again. I just don't want to make it sound like I'm telling everyone to go out and buy one. I think everyone who's ready should go buy one of those.
Yeah, I've described it as forcing vapor into your lungs. You don't even have to draw. All you got to do is click the button and it'll push itself in.
Chonk, chonk. That's awesome. That's how I feel about these coils I got from Overdose Vapes.
Yeah.
All right, we're back on the full screen here. Boom. All right, so I am putting some delicious pank into the Moonshot. I don't know why I can't remember the name of the Moonshot. keep on having to look at the box to remember the name. Oh yeah, I love it. Hello, Strawberry. This
Time
isn't
to
like
get
a flavor test or anything. I didn't go through and clear out the cotton. I'm just vaping some delicious strawberry. So what is it? It's 7 o'clock for you guys who don't know. If you're just tuning in, this is VapeAM. I'm Juicy Jones. That's my friend Owen Ginter down there, and we are just hanging out in the morning. This is the show where you come and see us prep our gear and charge our batteries. We call some friends. We'll probably check out what's on sale here pretty soon. Somebody tell me about Owen. Did you hear about this about Grim Green's charger blowing up? I haven't seen that video yet.
No, I have not.
Yeah, apparently some people do this. Apparently he put batteries in a charger and then that were dead and then, threw them in his bag and was going to a thing, but they vented. And I am shocked. That's not supposed to happen, right? On a charger that's not plugged in?
Yeah, correct. It's not supposed to happen. But
Yeah.
I don't leave batteries on a charger at any point.
I don't either. And that's what I was telling Luke. I was like, wow, that's one of those weird things that I wouldn't actually even know because I would never do that. I'm not judging him at all. I mean, a lot of people do that. But now we've seen an example of it really going south, and I'm surprised because even though I wouldn't do that, I don't think that before this I would have been insanely angry if someone said they did that. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem that strange to have a dead battery in an unplugged charger in its own pocket in your bag, right? But
Yeah.
watch out. They could come out.
From my standpoint, I'm seeing, a tool that makes a circuit to charge the battery. That whether it's on or off, there's still a circuit that's possible.
I agree with you, and that's how I think. Because I just think like that all the time. Maybe I'm paranoid, but I think of stuff in terms of mechanically, what can it do to me? So I wouldn't. But wow, that sucks.
$1. $1.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and Grim Green probably, he has battery cases. It just didn't. It's not that he didn't have the cases. He just never occurred to him that that would blow up, and I'm sad that it did. But
Yeah.
glad we know now. There's a little lesson there. Teachable moment. That's good. So good morning, everybody in chat. Paul Zilla's here, and he's being active. Love Paul Zilla. He's the bomb. He's the one who gave me the tip to put something through the tiny hole to keep it still while you're building on the Moonshot. And also, some of you guys were interested in the drip tip. I actually have a drip tip on here that I can't get out, but that's my personal drip tip right there. It's a super thin wall Delrin black low profile drip tip, but the one that comes with it is just that little nubbin that comes on top. And I vaped on it and I found it okay, but if you're vaping at over 50 watts or so, you're not going to be able to vape on that much because the top gets hot. The first vape's fine, but the fourth one is like, ow. So keep that in mind. And honestly, not all of you are going to build like me. I have 2 Alien Claptons in here. Those get hot. So if you put, a 28.9 ramp in it, dual coil, it's not going to be as hot. And that's also going to be delicious. You know what I should do is put a 26 dual in here, parallel, right? Would that be yummy?
I love parallels.
Me too.
Love parallels.
Me too. Tell people why it's so good. I mean, for me, it's good because you get staged flavor and a lot of surface area and good clouds and stuff. But a lot of people don't know what parallels are. You want to talk about that for a minute?
2 continuous wires that run side by side the entire way. Very basic design, but as you stated, you get a lot of flavor and a lot of coverage, so you get plenty of vapor.
Yeah, the basic deal is that you end up with instead of rolling 1 coil, you just roll 2 at the same time and put them in together. And I'll show you an example of what he's talking about. This Overcast, and forgive how shitty they look because of the way I set them, but this Overcast has parallel coils, and it's a Clapton. The light's not great. It's a Clapton and a 28 or a 26 right next to each other, and they're rolled. And what you get in this case is what they call staged heating. And that's that the thin wire that isn't Clapton heats up first, and that spreads its heat through convection and conduction through to the Clapton, which heats up slightly slower. So you get this amazing quick ramp up of heat, and then a huge amount of surface area as you vape. These are super great for flavor. I'm going to vape this at 120 watts.
Yeah, I've got a parallel build on my Twisted Messes right now. It's a dual 22 gauge 4 wrap, spaced. It's
Really?
like fire.
Yeah, I was gonna say a spaced 22 parallel is gonna freaking chuck clouds, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty pretty intense. I think I got it sitting right here.
Ozilla says a tip for getting my drip tip out of this is soak the top in a cup of hot water and then an air duster upside down on the drip tip section, and it should loosen up. Yeah, it might, but this thing isn't flush with the bottom. I had to take this off my Fody with a pair of pliers on a piece of silicone. I'm not kidding. Wow, what's that thing?
That's the deck for my Twisted Messes. It's got the dual parallel on it,
Oh my
spaced,
god, that thing looks so beautiful. Are those flattened or just parallel?
just paralleled.
Okay. They look
They're just
killer.
it's clean right now. Yeah, point
If,
point 0.06 ohms.
oh yeah. So remember
Yeah,
that if you don't know what you're doing, don't build like that, but Owen knows what he's doing, and he knows about his batteries. Remember that the dangerous part is not the build. Building is easy. The dangerous part
yeah.
is your batteries.
Ohm's law, baby.
Yeah,
Ohm's
if you
law.
don't if you don't understand your batteries, if you've got some random batteries you just bought over the counter, do not do this.
And again, emphasizing, don't listen to one person. Listen to a crowd of people.
Yeah, that's right.
Ask those questions. Like a guy like Sean Taft, like a guy like Paul Zilla, like a guy like Juicy Jones.
Yeah, because we ask
Folks,
other people too.
yeah,
Exactly. We don't know everything. No one does. People who say they know everything don't. I promise. Um, so that is cool. That is beautiful. For anybody who wants a big RDA that has plenty of room to build on, the Twisted Message is great. This Overcast is really great. There's like a class of RDA, the El Cabron. We should do one day a little blog post or something that's like big RDAs that rock. And there's 4 or 5 that anyone could buy. No one would complain. They'd be like, yeah, that's good. Even a couple of 3 posters, believe it or not, like the El Cabron. It's got like huge post holes. What is the Centurion? Jasper 5020, by the way, good morning. Says he picked up the Centurion. I want to know about that now. Oh, and somebody also pointed out that the Cubus and the Cuboid are a great combo too. And I am so sad, by the way, big Orbital Vaping Headquarters news. I chipped the paint on my Cubus tank.
oh,
Oh,
bummer.
I know. I'm returning it. I'm returning it immediately. Because that's just beyond the pale, man. I'm
Yeah,
just kidding. But I have to say, it's hot. The Cubus is much better than the Tron. Much better. So if you get this kit, make sure that you buy the kit that says Cubus on it. And they look like this. It doesn't look like the Tron. It has a glass case. And the freaking Cubus and anything. Yeah, and the Cuboid or the Evic. This is a good basic tank. And anybody who wanted to buy a sub-tank mini last year, I would say you could buy the Cubus and you're fine. The coils are good. The stainless steel half foam coils are actually good. It's not a Crown, but it's good.
yeah. Strangely enough, I only own 2 tanks. I own the Super Tank Mini, which was my first purchase, and
Yeah.
then I think it was a week later I bought the UL Crown in black,
Yeah.
and um, then right after that I got a Twisted Messes, and I've never tanked again.
Yeah. So you don't use your Crown?
No, it's sitting at home collecting dust.
Oh, I wanted to mention too. Paul just reminded me that we had this conversation yesterday. He emailed Twisted Messes, and they said that they're delaying the Goon because they just had some quality problems and they wanted to make sure they got it right. So I was very happy to see that. They should have emailed that to everyone who ordered it, preemptively, because I was happy to see that, and I needed news about when it was going to ship. We heard that it was going to ship last Thursday. He emailed them. They emailed back saying there's a delay, and it's because we had some production problems, and we wanted to make sure that we sent out the best product ever and not sent out something we'd have to warranty and replace immediately. And we trust you, the consumer, to be patient, and thank you. And I say fuck yes.
Yeah.
Paul says fuck yes, and I think
Yeah.
that's the way to do it. The way to do it is to, in fact, I criticize him a little bit for not just sending that email out the second that they knew it, because,
Yeah.
always be preemptive that way, because I can't wait to see the Goon, because now they've given people more buzz, and people are going to be more excited to see it, and we know that the guys who have it had some complaints, and they went back and told them, and they addressed them, so that's killer. Love that. 528 Juicy.
It'll feel bad, The community will accept, hey, we made an error, we need to fix it real quick.
Oh, and
They'll
he
accept
said that
that.
indeed I was wrong. They did actually say it on Instagram. I just missed it. I don't know how I missed that because I look at all their posts, but I did miss that. But so they did do it preemptively. So good for them. I take that back. And then he emailed them just to make sure. Yeah, it's not good to send out stuff you know is not going to work. It's just it's better to be patient and do it because in this business stuff comes and goes so fast that if it's bad, it's going to disappear like that. No one's going to care.
It's retail. Perception is everything in retail. It's not what they're getting; it's what they perceive they're getting.
Yeah, and you've spent all this time and effort to get it right. Don't screw it up. Yeah, I appreciate it when people work hard on something and they want it to be right and they tell me so. Oh man, this Moonshot is just good flavor. I've got the air dialed down, almost nothing, and it's at 70 watts, and it's like serious flavor machine. Too hot to vape.
This is yummy. In case you didn't know, this shit is yummy.
That looks yummy. I've been seeing you take pictures of that. In fact, several people have been making pictures of that. Pancake. Hey, John Halloran. Good morning. It's 7:15. It's VapeAM. Station identification. This is Orwell Vaping Headquarters. I'm Juicy Jones. You're watching VapeAM. We're waking up. And today we're talking to Owen Ginter, who's over here talking about safety and about his delicious pancake man.
Pancake, I love it.
Man. Yeah, this stuff
so
is good.
My kids, they love it because it'll smell in the house. They come in from school or whatnot, and it's a nice breathing smell when you walk in.
My girlfriend only complains, but it cracks me up. It's like the stuff smells so good. But then again, she doesn't smoke anymore and doesn't vape, and so it's entirely valid. We have courtesy. Remember that 2016 is the year of advocacy and courtesy. And so remember, don't blow huge clouds into people's faces. Don't vape in the mall. Step outside and get your vape on. And if you need vape that has higher nick and less clouds, use that when you travel and then blow huge clouds on the sidewalk or whatever.
Yeah.
A little PSA there. A little quick one.
I think like I used to smoke, I don't subject anybody else to it. It's not theirs, it's mine.
Yeah, it's rude. I'm just getting some new batteries for my Cuboid. My Cuboid batteries. Sorry.
If I see someone else vaping, I'm like, let's go vape. We hit the smokers and stand on the other side of the glass and laugh at them.
Don't you love running into other vapors on the street who are friendly? Some people don't want to talk about it, but other people are like, yeah. Love that.
None of my friends vape. None of them. Outside of Mike Minardo. He's the only friend that I've got that does vape. Yes. And the guy's vape store. I guess I could call them friends. They're, they take good care of me. I take good care of them.
Yeah, it's weird how I don't know that many people in real life who vape either. And I have actually turned a few friends onto vaping, which is great. But to them, it's not really a hobby. It's just a quit smoking thing. So I'm trying to make some friends. So I've made some friends, like Abinai Photos here in Seattle, and a couple of other people who actually do vape, and we hang out in person. But that's kind of a new thing for me because mainly it's all you guys on the internet. And so sometimes I wish our country were a lot smaller because it would be an overnight trip for everyone. You know what I mean? To all have a big reunion, it'd be much easier. So
I still love the dark humor of handing my my mod to a smoker that says, "Here, let me try that." With no hesitation, I hand it to him. Here, try.
Oh my God, they
hug off of it.
Yeah, they just start choking, don't they?
Choke too.
You're like, how do you inhale that? It's like it's fun. It's much less irritating than your cigarettes.
Way more. Yes. Yeah.
Paul Zilla says he loves running into vapors in traffic. So do I. I chuck huge clouds out the window, and I hope someone else goes, "Hey, vapor!" And when I see one, I'm always like, "Puff, puff, puff! Yeah, brother!" I love that in the car. So Alex Schulteis is asking if Hollow Angel has tried Ethos's Rice Krispie flavor. That's interesting. This Coastal Clouds, The Voyage is a Rice Krispie flavor, and it's extremely fucking delicious. The only problem with Coastal Clouds is it's on the expensive side. It's, $24 for a 30. So it can get a little cheaper. But it's my absolute only complaint about this. I would probably reorder this if I had enough money. But I don't. Just so you guys know.
struggle is real.
The struggle is real. Speaking of glazed donuts, look, I have Jim right here. Jim 2. Jim 2 is still my favorite glazed donut. Um, and there's a lot of those. That's the new thing, right? Strawberry was the big thing in quarter four or whatever, and now it's glazed everything. And Larry Webb was way ahead of the curve on this, so he's made an incredibly good one. And even our DIY is glazed donut. Policeman, the new thing from One Hit Wonder, which they always set a trend. Even though that My Man did not set a trend. Neapolitan wasn't a good idea. I
Yeah,
think.
at the local peanut by me, the policeman failed miserably.
Really? Did you like
Yeah,
it?
I'm surprised. But I do, yeah.
It's my favorite one of their juices,
Yeah. Yeah.
personally. Just me.
Not a big fan of Neapolitan, but the policeman was quite tasty.
Yeah. And I'm so surprised. This policeman clone that we made on the DIY show last week is is good, and it's vapable in a few days. I cannot believe it. I have actually already gone through an entire bottle of the first one I made as a test. It is just sitting here almost empty. And every day I vape it, and I'm like, what is going on here? Why is this so good? So there. They got something there. So yeah, maybe we're going to see too many donuts. Tom Pavlou just did a donut order-thon where he got, I'm not sure if he got Pancake Man. He might have, but he got a bunch more too that he showed me.
Oh, Thomas, way to go, Pancake Man for the win.
Yeah. Apparently Ryan Berman says that in the UK, Royal makes a good donut flavor too. It's cool. So let's see. What's a good donut vape? Yeah, my favorite donut vape, by the way, I was just saying this a second ago, is Gem 2. DOSCHDJ1 was asking about
Yeah, they
that.
still don't have the Gem 2 here in the Detroit area.
No, they
Not
don't.
I
You
find
can
it.
buy it online at gemjuice.com.
True.
That's where I got this. I was order number 1. Lol. And it's not the most expensive either, but it's not super cheap either. I think it's $18 for a 30, so it's in the realm of reasonable, which I think is good. That's why I bought it.
reasonable.
Yeah, that's why I bought it, because it was like, oh, this is reasonable. Whereas
Yeah,
24s,
at a local B&M around here does a Wild Wednesday sale where you get 25% off all e-liquids on Wednesdays.
good idea.
Yeah, so I developed this sincere fondness for the America.
Yeah, the
And
Murica.
it spelled, like it said Murica,
I like it.
Murica, and they didn't have anything bigger than this 30, so I had them special order some 120s for me.
Oh, smart.
$28. I can't beat it.
Oh, $28 for a 120?
Yeah, it's not bad.
No, that's not bad at all. That's only a little bit more than 130 ml bottle of the Coastal Clouds, which is delicious on its own. But by the way, this pink strawberry I'm vaping is really delicious. Go on. Sorry. Yeah. So let's see. It looks like somebody is. Yeah, the thing is, I can't buy Ruthless juice. Somebody in chat is saying it's 30 or $40 for loaded by Ruthless, and it's I just don't. Well, I just can't buy Ruthless because they're the ones who were trying to freaking steal Carl's Drippin' Dots. Yeah, X.
Ruthless.
Yeah, I boycott Ruthless, in my opinion. You don't have to do what I say. That's just what I'm doing. I don't need Ruthless, even though I'm interested in all juice, but their business practices just make me go, bleh, screw you. I'm not judging them personally. They're probably nice guys, except that they don't mind stealing other people's brand names and just with impunity.
I take that attitude with everything. You know, on my way to a job site, I noticed a company that was called Mainboard was the name of their company, and their logo was exact match to the Billboard logo, but they just changed out the front 4 letters. And I looked at it and just shook my head. Like, you couldn't even come up with anything creative to do with Mainboard. You had to steal the Billboard logo and modify it.
I mean, what it is the laziest, easiest way to do something, and it's not valid. I mean, it's not the best way to do stuff. If you're gonna create a brand and try to create something that people buy that's good, you can go for the cash grab and try to steal someone else's stuff, and you might have some short-term gain there, but you're not going anywhere with that. And if you
Yeah.
really want to build something that lasts, it's good. Then you have to think of something new.
Yeah, the sad part is that even being somebody who didn't take the time to come up with anything creative, they still make a memory in someone's mind. You know,
Yeah,
even bad publicity is good publicity.
yeah. There's Mr. Cobra Fire. Hello, good morning to you. And yeah. Oh, it looks like William has to go. Goodbye, buddy. See you. I'm going to remind everybody: subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to Instagram /Juicy Jones. That's me on Instagram. Have a happy Monday, and come to our Facebook group where we all chat and talk and post pictures and answer questions and stuff. And it's Facebook /groups /Juicy Jones. Big surprise. And welcome to VapeAM. It's about 7:25, and we're just sitting here chatting with my buddy Owen and with the people in chat. We've already woken up and looked at my moonshot in detail, which you can zip back and see that later on. And we've just been talking about safety and junk and lots of e-liquid. We always talk about e-liquid. That's a omnipresent issue in the vaping world. People always want to know where an inexpensive, good, delicious vape of whatever kind is popular right now is.
Vaping for beginners is great on finding those things.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you for reminding me. You guys follow Vaping for Beginners. He's in the chat over there, and he has a great Twitter feed, which is Vaping Beginners, and Vaping_for_beginners on Instagram. And you can just hover over his name if you want to subscribe to his YouTube channel. But he goes out and gets inexpensive e-liquid and tries it, and he'll tell you if it's any good or not. So he has I love that he's tried. It's inexpensive e-liquid that I've tried is like the name of his series instead of just a list of inexpensive e-liquid. Because some of it's not good.
My man B, what up, B?
Hey.
Much love for Vaping for Beginners.
Yeah, love that guy. Love him. And look, there's James Reeves. Hello, buddy. James Reeves is awesome. He has done many. In fact, James Reeves is the fellow who sent me my original crown, which is the greatest thing in the world. And that was such a, my God. Without that crown, that crown changed my life. Definitely.
Yes, agreed. The Crown changed my life. I went from the Super Tank Mini to the Crown, and I went back to the store an hour later just to tell them how impressed I was by it, because it had just literally opened up the airflow, which opened up cloud, which was great.
And it's noisy, but who cares? I mean, you went right to the Twisted Messes. I still use my Crown, and it makes a lot of noise, but the thing is still just one of the best tasting fucking things I've got. It's the only tank I've got that I happily buy coils for. And I don't have to buy them much, because I'll tell you guys a trick. You take your Crown coils, and then once a week, don't wait till they're disgusting. Once a week, boil them a little bit until the cotton's clean, and then put them back. I bought 1 4-pack of Crown coils in October, and I've still got one left. It's in there. So soon, I think I just ordered some new ones, or I'm going to soon, but I don't need to. I just am afraid this one's going to die sometime in the next few weeks. So... yeah, Vaping for Beginners points out that mitten vapors was a little disappointing to him, so that's interesting. That has been making the rounds like crazy lately. People have been mitten vaporing.
I tried it.
Yeah.
It was, average. Nothing real spectacular. I didn't, think it was bad. I just didn't think it was great. And that's what we're all looking for, that great ADV,
Yeah, and yesterday, for example... yeah, this brings up a good point, and that is that most of the e-liquid that we get is not that great. Or most of the e-liquid that's made is not really great, even though, of course, it makes sense. Every single person will say it is. But, like the Coastal Clouds, it may be expensive, but this shit is great. You can vape this all damn day, and it's good. And like the Schwartz Ludicrous Speed, it's like a honey milk vape. You can vape that all day long. It's good and smooth. And a lot of vapes are good on paper, and they just don't actually work. Like maybe their nicotine is harsh, or maybe they use too much PG, or maybe it isn't the right consistency for the way you build. This is the thing too. Sometimes people love a vape, and they love it because it works in their setup great, and that's the thing. A vape that maybe Owen loves, I might get and be like, oh, this doesn't work because I'm vaping in a poop tank, or a dongle RDA 10.9, and or maybe I like it too cold and he likes it hot. So you're not going to like every vape everyone else does. That's why YouTube reviews exist. Because everyone has a different idea. Alex Schulteis is looking for banana caramel. And that sounds good. I know that Skeletor would like that, right?
Yeah. I got to sample a beta banana nut bread from Steadfast last week. They were in town after the PPX. It was phenomenal because I can't stand the flavor of a real banana, but they really hit it spot on with having that fresh feeling, fresh taste. But it wasn't artificial at all. It was wonderful. And like it's a beta. It hasn't been released yet. One of their guys was in the local B&M where I was at one night and gave me a sample.
That's
Real
killer.
tea.
That
Yeah.
sounds good. I would love banana nut is something I'm interested in too, and I know that Skeletor is good. If that's good, you should follow up with us later and have those guys. Maybe we'll get a couple of bottles, and Skeletor and I will try that live, and because he loves banana, and I like nut flavors, and I'm usually disappointed with banana, but man, that sounds delicious. That's cool. They're working on their flavors. So here we are,
Yes.
1 hour and 22 minutes. Health is good on the stream. I assume that it looks pretty decent. Yep, I'm looking at my stream now. It looks okay. Not perfect, but all right. And yeah, we had a few technical problems for the last couple of broadcasts with me just having to adjust a few things here in the studio. And you guys don't know this, but I actually switched video cards last week. My girlfriend wanted the higher end video card that I was using in this computer because she wanted to play City Skylines. And so we swapped out for hers. And hers is great too. It just isn't quite as great as my 970. So it turns out though that this video card is better at encoding video. So even though it's a lower end video card, so what's interesting about it is that I've actually increased the quality, but I've been having to experiment with it for a few days, and so it's gotten a little bit like the last couple of episodes, maybe 2 or 3, have looked really bad because we didn't know I didn't know exactly how to set it up. So forgive me for that, you
You're forgiven.
guys.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm disappointed about it. Damn it, man. So let's see here. I'm just gonna see. Somebody tell me what we should be looking up for what's on sale. I know that there's stuff going on. Let's see. I'll shut that down. I have to go to Fast Tech and just look at the window and see what's there. Fast Tech. Oh, baby. Hello, Fast Tech. Because I just have to do this every day. So if you guys have a site you want me to go to and check out what's on sale, you let me know. So today's stuff, atomizers. 26 atomizers. So they put up K-Fun Mini V3s. They put up a thing called a nucleus style. Never heard of it. Clones of the Zephyr Buddha Mini. Which the Buddha is supposed to be big. Why make a mini?
I have a Buddha.
Yeah, you do.
I do.
Yeah. Oh, they have temple clones. That didn't take very long. Or maybe it did take long, actually, now that I'm saying that. Oh, gee, big surprise. Fast Tech has zombie splatter temples.
What color zombie splatters?
Like blue with light blue splatter. Oh, that's a succubus. Green with disgusting looking red. These photos are terrible. White with a little bit of red and white with a lot of red.
Woohoo.
So
I like zombies.
yeah, Fast Tech has gone a little crazy with that clone zombie thing, but hey, whatever. I'm not sure I would get one of these temples first because there's no pictures of them and no one has them yet, and it's like you're throwing the dice something fierce with that. Soon someone will figure out if they're any good. So here's some stuff. These are mods. So the Authentic Movekin Disguiser 150 temperature control box mod. It's a dual 18650 mod with a built-in tank.
Yeah, I saw it last night.
It looks like a Wismec with not enough batteries.
Yeah.
It's the same price as the Wismec. Why would you buy this instead of the Wismec? Because of the built-in tank?
Yeah, you might be, looking for that one trick pony type package, everything in one.
Yeah. I'm looking at the... It's bigger than the RX200 and has a no-name electronic board. Reliability is not clear. Yeah.
Apparently, it'll even accept the TFV4.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So it's like you sacrifice one battery to put in a tank. And it has an extension if you need to put on something that doesn't fit on it. That's actually, I'm not sure if I trust this company as far as like fast tech, as far as throwing out weird clones or whatever. But this thing, it looks like I wouldn't pay $47 for it, but I'm interested in it just because it's a weird design. Um, they they have authentic Vapresso Taro 200-watt mods, which look interesting. You know, they have a cool design with like the hexagonal button and stuff. Um, they may or may not work. See you soon. Alright, so that's not too much stuff. Let's try yesterday. Oh boy, silicone sleeves for the K-Box 200 with skulls on them. Yeah, that's cool actually. I hate to be dorky, but I like it. More temples. I'm bored with this. Let me see what chat said. Nothing. They said nothing.
I'm killing the ratings.
Oh, Paulzilla says that those temple clones aren't too bad. They're not as good as the original, but they're not complete garbage. So that's interesting.
Yeah, I should clarify. My Buddha is a clone as well, and where the artwork is at on either side of the cap, there are 3 holes, and I found that if you don't pad the deck with cotton, you will most certainly drip all over your mod, all over your hands. I
Oh,
wasn't too,
yikes.
but the diameter of it was refreshing to be able to put, huge builds in it.
Yeah, Skeletor just got one, and it's absolutely insane. Okay, check it out. There's the Limitless window. There's their new mod. That looks badass. It has a cool design on it. I shared it to... Let's share this to Orbital Vaping Headquarters. Share. In a group. Orbital Vaping Headquarters. Okay.
So everyone trying to imagine what Skeletor would look like with a beard on.
Oh my god. It'd be awesome. Or it might be scary. He might look like a crazy old, like, Grinch. Or something. But he has lots of skeletons. Lots of skulls, too. Yeah, does he need a beard? I don't know. I think he would look cool, but I think everyone looks cool
Agreed.
with a beard. And you know, women trust men with a beard more.
Children don't.
That's interesting. A little strange, actually.
Yeah. Babies tend to get a little nervous when they see the beard.
You look like a crazy man. You're
Exactly.
insane. You're insane. So that's pretty cool. Let's see, VaporTech USA. I am 18. It looks like Cuboid's coming soon to them. He was saying that they had something on sale today. Let's see what he was talking
That's
about.
where I got my cricket.
That's where you got your what?
I know it's cricket.
Oh, that's good.
I went to the Vaping Cheap, and they put up 2 links, one to China and one to the States. And at that time, China was on the Chinese New Year, so I knew they were going to be off for the entire week. And to save, 10 days, I decided to buy it here in the States instead. Came out of Indiana or Illinois, I can't remember, but I ordered it on Tuesday. I had it Thursday night. So
That's killer. That's
yeah.
totally killer.
Yeah, and then 3 days later, they noted that they're coming out with colors.
Of course. That's like brand new.
But when you live in the D, everything's supposed to be black. We murder everything out here.
Haha. Look, Cotton Bacon V2 for $5. That's good. Big bag. We got Kendo, a little bit more. They have a good, oh, there's the Moonshot 49. They have quite a few things. Cool. In fact, let's check out CMC vapes too. Nice. Hey, they have the loaded glazed donut that you're talking about. Isn't this the one that you were vaping, the loaded glazed donut? No. You were vaping Pancake Man.
Correct.
Right. Okay, got it. I was wrong. Cool. That's $40 for a 120. That's not too bad. And let's see.
Again.
Tanks. Nice.
I like to look
Cubist.
at 20 mils as like, break it down mathematically to a 30 and
Yeah.
then get a price on that. So $10 a 30, it's doable.
Yeah. And he's got the Velocity clones for $16. In fact, I bought one because he sent me the the Moonshot to review so that everyone could see it, and I'd never seen it. And I bought a Velocity clone because his price was good. Because I don't know if you remember, but my Velocity clone was absolutely horrible, and I got the one he sent, the tobacco one, and it's much better. I could tell immediately pulling out of the box. It was 10 times. It was like a real Velocity. It was real close. So that was kind of cool. Kind of cool. But why haven't I gone to vaping cheap? Because that's the shit.
Yeah, I love that site.
Me
They
too.
are full of just great links to go places and buy stuff.
Oh,
That's
look at this. There's a new giveaway on vaping cheap. And the giveaway is a tsunami, a moonshot, and then some little box mod that I don't care about, but it's probably cool. An Aspire Plato. But a moonshot and a tsunami? Hell yes.
oh yeah.
So I'm going to go visit that later, so you guys should go enter that giveaway. I always enter all the giveaways on Vaping Cheap. It's one of the few places where I enter every giveaway. So Tesla 200 watt mod, $64.99. I don't know very much about that one yet. Um, Angel Sigs is having a clearance sale. There's a bunch of stuff going on. So starting yesterday is this tank, which I do not know anything about. It is the Keys Landmark 2 tank. It's don't need another tank. Okay. Angel Sigs clearance sale though. Turbo RDA clone, $4. Hellboy clone, $4. Bonsai, $5. Zero gravity and more. So if you're interested, here's something to go look at right here. Vaping Angel Sig is having a big sale. Some of that stuff is going to ship to you really quick because it's from California. Okay. Boxer mod, $45. Yeah, if you want a boxer mod, that's good. Let's see, it's the TC box. So is this the 2 battery one? Yeah, this is the 2 battery boxer mod. I would hold out for the 3 battery one. That's kind of weird. It has the square shape. The IPV 5, $42 for those of you looking for something bigger in your IPV. This Hugo box mod looks pretty cool. I don't know anything about this brand. It looks like it's got temperature control, but I doubt that it has stainless steel. That's kind of a deal breaker for me. You don't really care about that, do you, Owen?
Ah, I'm game for anything really.
Right on. Do you
Mhm.
build temperature control coils for your RDAs very often?
No, no.
Yeah. Um, Look at this Geek Vape Griffin 25, 2717. That's probably a great deal.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, and the 25 is the new, slightly larger one. There's a coupon code to use. Top airflow is 29.50. Standard is 27 and change. That's a good deal. Those of you who want a Griffin, hop on that.
Got to get some airflow on that, definitely.
Yeah, yeah, totally. And a new Camry box and the Tesla box. So that's pretty cool. I wanna, I don't want to dwell here very too much, but that's pretty good. Let's see what 3F has on sale. I really dig my little moonshot. 3F has the M Addy. They're doing a giveaway of the little Narda. Oh, the Decimus. Version 1.2 they call it. Oh my god. So, I don't know if you guys know this story, but I bought a Decimus at full price when they came out, thinking it was going to be great. And I was so freaking upset and disappointed. Now, I have to say that if I had bought this version for $35, I'd be happy. But instead, they charged $90 and then an extra $30 for it was $95 and an extra $30 for the doors. So I just am so unsatisfied with that. It's such a for that price, it's garbage. For
Mm.
$35, it's fine. For 35 for 40 35 or $40, it's a decent series box that you'll feel comfortable holding. It's
But you
pretty
can get a
reliable.
cube for 40.
Yeah, I personally would prefer a cuboid, but it must be said that this is lightweight and it feels good in your hand. So, but it's just really cheaply made. Don't ever drop it. But
Right.
You know, if you got 40 bucks to blow, do it, but never buy one of these at full price. It burns me that I bought it at full price and they lowered the price down to 35 bucks as soon as the clones came out, and it's not worth more than the clone price. That's what bothers me. You know, I don't like it when people clone stuff, but you'll notice that the clones, they don't even bother saying clone, they say authentic. And the reason is that Praxis just threw in the towel. They were like, fuck it, we can't do it. Can't be done. So yeah, 3A and the tsunami too. Oh my god, I want a tsunami. Someone please send me tsunami in the world. Give me tsunami.
That thing is just beautiful in design.
Yeah.
Anything with that velocity style deck is a winner with me. I
Yeah,
absolutely am in love with that.
I totally agree. I think that they deserve a lot of credit. I'm going to save some money and buy a real velocity just because I want to reward them. And it's good because there's a V2 out now. So I find that very convenient.
Yeah.
That's cool. Um,
Yeah,
Adrian P asks, what's wrong with the Decimus? The Decimus was a $100 box that rattles if you shake the buttons and is so incredibly cheap and underperforms. It's doesn't have it's a series box. I'll give them that. But if you take the batteries out and you take the doors off and take the RDA off of this thing, listen. Yeah, this is the cheapest thing. It's got 2 pieces of rubber. I took this completely apart. There's only a few pieces of metal in this. The 510 is metal. There's a little piece of metal inside connecting all this stuff called wires. And there's the battery connectors are actually really good on this. They're spring fed. I like them. No complaints about the battery connectors. That's a very small part of this thing. And what Praxis did was they just threw in the towel and told China to design the cheapest mod they could that looked cool. And then they charged $100 for it. So they really made me angry with this mod.
That's redonkulous.
Yeah, and it looks mildly good. I mean, I'm not going to complain about the looks, but you also can't clean the doors. The zinc finish they picked for the doors can't be cleaned. You can get it a little clean, but you can never get it completely clean. It's not possible. So it does feel decent in the hand. And it performs okay, but you have to take the door off to make any adjustment to it, and it goes back to minimum every single time you take the batteries out. So, and the question is, does it work? Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Is for 40 bucks, I would have hopped on this. It would have been great. I would have recommended it. I would have said go buy one. But for 90, hell no. I'm so mad. But I got to tell you that for 40 bucks, you're getting a device that is not even a tiny bit better than any other series box of any kind, except that it has a MOSFET and you can adjust the wattage on it. It goes in voltage or in wattage, but this is like a really cheap chip from Vietnam from last year. This is not like good features. All it is going from 7 to 140 watts, and depending on which batteries I put in here, it's supposed to be regulated. It's not regulated because if you put different batteries in, the limits change. And so it doesn't change based on the build. It changes based on the batteries, which means that the chip is shit.
Yeah.
But it works. So, I mean, I use it all the time. It's just that it collects a lot of dust because I have so many better mods, like my OTBM Parallel 26650, which I wish it were series. I'm going to get a series one. And this G2, say what you want about the G2, but it's a great box. Forget about Canthal temperature control. This thing works great in all ways. And go out and shop for a custom-made 150 watt mod, 2 battery mod, and see what you get. And you're going to find out that this is not priced very high, and it's indestructible. It's machined out of one piece of aluminum, the entire thing. It just can't be destroyed. And it's anodized. If you drop it, it doesn't scratch.
Solid.
Yeah, and my DNA 200, the hot sig, which everyone else shit all over, but I've been using this for 5 months, and it has never failed me. And I have 2 batteries, which no one else has, so I love that. So my Cuboid, 2 batteries, 150 watts. It's heavier than the Decimus, but it's a million times better. It performs much, much, much better. My little EVIC VTC Mini, I like it better than the Decimus, even though it's only 70 watts. It has much better software in it. And yeah, so my Decimus is one of my least favorite mods. It looks nice, and it feels good in the hand. And it works okay. Oh, the EVIC. It's much bigger than the EVIC. That's that. And the Decimus isn't exactly small, but it is really well crafted in your hand. Like, it's smaller than the G2, but thicker. Doo-doo-doo. Almost the same width. I like size comparisons. Everyone likes that. It's much smaller than my 26650 box, of course.
That thing's a beast.
Although the 26650 box, they're the same width, and but the Decimus is thinner, of course, and shorter. Um, and compared to the cuboid is shorter and the same thickness, but maybe 1 millimeter shorter, just not too much. But the cuboid is shorter and narrower. Yeah, pretty cool. I'm probably scratching my Decimus by rubbing mods up against it. This zinc coating is extremely sensitive. You can see like there are marks in it. The camera refuses to focus. No, I'll never focus. Damn. There you go. There's marks in it that will never come out. And you can't really tell on this, but it's a little dingy. And I've soaked this in citric acid. The only thing I haven't done is use serious hydrocarbons on it. You know what I'm talking about, Owen. When you want to clean something, you scale up the hydrocarbons, right? Like you start with something mild, and then eventually you're putting WD-40 and, pure alcohol, acetone, like whatever. And I haven't gone there here because I'm afraid I'll take the zinc coating off, the painty coating.
Yeah, right.
If I use acetone. I bet you if I were smart and used a little cotton ball of light acetone and gave it a wash over and then wiped it off immediately under water, it might. I don't know. I mean, I don't care about this thing. Maybe I should do that. Just strip all the paint off and then get it powder coated or something.
Yeah, we carry that phone here at the shop where I'm working. We we get some copper. It turns a little green from getting wet or whatnot. We use acetone to clean it right up. So I just smuggled a small container home and.
Acetone's the best. That stuff. It's just the fingernail polish remover. It's just pure, and you can buy it in industrial applications, and they keep it in the fire locker. I'm just telling the viewers here, but the stuff is absolutely fantastic for cleaning anything. But you must never let it touch plastic, because it will cloud plastic up. I used to clean boats, and I had to watch out because we were shipping them out. We were the ones who packaged them up and then forklifted them out to the trucks and stuff, and then used the crane to put them on there, and we used to have to clean them, and we had to pick the right thing because you couldn't use acetone on some of the displays. There's certain chemicals you could use on certain things, and metal, of course, is fine. Oh, somebody says that they love their IPv5. Yeah.
Oh, right on.
And Paul says he likes the Kangaroo 200. That's another one of my least favorite mods. I have one right here.
Yeah, that's the one you said is underwatted.
Oh, it's so weak. It's so unbelievably weak. The thing about the Kangaroo 200 is, it's like the Decimus to me, except reasonably priced. This is the thing about the Kangaroo is, you can recommend it because it's so cheap. They cost $35, and they feel good. But don't be under the false impression that you're going to get 200 watts out of this. You're going to get about 130 max. And what I found is that if I take this thing, let's say I'm vaping this at 50 watts on this. Let's say 60 because the ramp up is faster. That's excellent. And if I put it on the Kangaroo 200, I put it on 60 watts, and you guys will see how much use this thing gets because the batteries aren't in it. I compare everything to my DNA 200 and my Rouleau and my cuboid just to compare them because I don't have like an actual meter. All I have is a mod that I know hits 200 watts, which is the DNA 200. And I have another mod that I know hits 197 watts, which is the Rouleau. And I have another one which I know hits 150, which is this and the G2, the cuboid and the G2. So if I put this thing on 60 watts, it's weak. It's so weak. Like you can tell pressing it. But I must say that I actually like feeling this thing. Like putting it in my pocket and carrying it around, it feels killer. Kangaroo nailed the way this thing feels. It's like a slightly larger Noisy Cricket, Owen. It is just a little tiny bit bigger than your Noisy Cricket. So of course it feels great in your hands. And the door works great. The battery thing works great. It's solid in the hands. You can drop this thing. It's okay. But they just made it a little bit squishy. But I shouldn't complain too much because unlike Praxis, they priced this thing at fucking $35. Like, come on. It's super cheap.
Yeah, it's
So if you like
manageable.
these,
For sure.
yeah, yeah. So let's see. Yeah, some people are saying that the RX200 is kind of large for them. Yeah, maybe so. Oh, so by the way, this is VapeAM. We're in the last few minutes here. We're going to start wrapping this up pretty soon. We're just kind of shooting the shit. We're talking to my friend Owen Ginter, which I keep pointing the wrong way, but he's down there at work. And we're just talking about stuff. Right now in chat, the guys are talking about um, basically, their favorite recent, inexpensive, high wattage mods. And the Cuboid came up, the K-Box 200 came up, the Rulo comes up. Um, yeah, it's good. Pretty much 150 watts is what the average person would want to get for their second mod or something, or maybe even to start. Um,
Yeah.
I vape almost everything in between 50 and 150 watts, and then I go up and down from there. Yeah, there you are, 100 watts. 100 watts right now. In fact, I'm
Yeah.
gonna put. Oh, go on. Sorry.
I got a sweet deal on this Fu Chai. A buddy of mine had bought it, and the firing button didn't work, and he had another one sent to him free of charge,
Oh,
and
sweet.
didn't have to return this one. So he opened it up and fixed the button and sold it to me for a case of Coors Light.
Oh my God, you stole that from him.
So
You gave him a case of Coors Light. That's free in Detroit, isn't it? Don't they just give that away?
almost free, yeah.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I couldn't turn it away. And surprisingly, like I said, it's nothing great, but it does go to 200 watts. I've never even tried to attempt it, but the only reason I agreed to make the swap for it was the fact that I wanted something that's going to go to 200 watts
Yeah,
in case I make it there. But I'm usually right around 100, 100 and a quarter.
that's killer. Yeah, and I'm vaping on this K-Box 200 that I was just criticizing with the Moonshot on it. But you know what? It looks fantastic and it vapes great. So, especially for the money, what I would say is get the 200 because the 120 is more like a K-Box 50. And if you get the 200, you're going to be able to vape at about 130 watts or so, probably real watts. I don't know the number, but it's not 200. But you're going to like this. It's inexpensive. It feels good. It's solid, and it's a super good fit for any 22 millimeter tank. Just real good. Yeah, and the cuboid is heavy too. I've actually weighed all of these things on my scale. If you guys are interested, and we can start with the heaviest one. I like to do this. I do it all the time, maybe too much.
I like heavy. It generally signifies that you've got something solid. And
I do too, but I have a limit to it, and that limit is how heavy the RX is. That's my that's my upper limit. It's about 315 grams, which is very heavy. I'm putting batteries in it because that's the rule. Okay, so Rulo with batteries. It is resetting the scale. We're at 0 here. I'm scaling. $316 grams. Very heavy. Home wrecker with batteries. $266.5. So 100 grams. Not quite. About 50 grams lighter. I don't have batteries in my mech right now, but it weighs a little bit less than the Rouleau, I happen to know. The cuboid with batteries, 301. So it's a little bit lighter than the Rouleau without the battery. So the reason is that the cuboid is made of stainless steel. It is solid as a rock. And my DNA 200, 266. It's very light for what it is. And the Decimus, it looks like I put it away. Oh, here it is. Took the batteries out. The Decimus, just throw a couple of cells in there. I definitely will put them in the right way. I always weigh these without the atomizers on them. Decimus is 233, so it's actually very light compared to some of the other mods, compared to the cuboid or whatever. And of course the K-Box, which I almost forgot to weigh with the battery in. is only 221, so it's extremely light. It's made of aluminum, zinc, and plastic. But then again, it's like there's no pretense behind the Kanger. They know it's inexpensive. You can complain about the underpoweredness of it, which I do, but I'm not complaining about the price. For the price, I don't feel burned at all because I paid so little for it. I think I only paid $32 for it on one of those Chinese slow boat sales. So, all right. So we're winding down here. It's been a fun show today. We were going to talk about the Lassimo, but we weren't able to. I guess I'll go through and change the descriptions and see if Martin's available in a couple of days. That'll be fun. And yeah, there's not too much going on here. Anybody in chat have any questions for me or Owen before we go? We're just going to sit here and drink some tea and say goodbye. Everybody in chat, I want to thank all you guys for coming. You know, we love everybody in chat and all the fans and all the viewers, and every eyeball matters. Make sure that you share this video with your friends if you like them, and click the like button down there, and subscribe to us. And then up here is all the social media stuff. You can find me on Instagram at JuicyJonesHQ, or you can find me on Twitter at JuicyJones, or you can find us on Facebook at groups/JuicyJones, all by itself. And so let's see what anybody has to say. Nothing yet. Everybody is just chatting about all their gear, which is great. I love the fact that we have these little things, and it's like little mini get-togethers where people come and chat and say stuff, and we cover whatever we're going to cover, and we get tons of input from the audience. In fact, Owen's on here because he was in there chatting, and I was interested in what he had to say about his noisy cricket.
Yeah, I look forward to Tuesdays and Thursday mornings. You know, there's nothing better than watching a live YouTube show and getting paid for it.
Yeah, that's nice. That's fantastic. Of course, now that's on permanent record, so I'll be sending this to your boss, along with the time code right to that.
That's okay.
I'm just kidding.
He loves me, so.
Hey, somebody asked me why there's no tube mech mod, love. It's because I don't have one. So I have a mech mod, a tube mod, but it's horrible. So I'm just going to get a better one, and then you'll see tons of tube mech love. Tons. And the other reason is that usually Skeletor or Polish Vapes UK or something is with me, and those guys are always showing theirs off too. So I kind of get out of it by letting them feature their stuff. But I totally love those things, and I'm just waiting to shop around and get one for me that's decent.
Yeah, I do love the way that new rig that Skeletor's got looks.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. And I love my mech box too. Like I love this 26650 box from Outside the Box Mods. It's really great. And I can't wait to get a series 1. And somebody asked also if anybody had the Trinity glass tank for the aromizer, and I don't have that, but it's beautiful. I'll tell you what I would like is a Trinity glass tip for this Moonshot. Now that I'm discovering I like the Moonshot, but how would you fill it up? Wait a second. Watch out what you wish for.
Yeah, right.
All right, well, let's have a drink of coffee and vape out here. It's about 7:59. We got 1 minute to go. Everybody in the audience, thank you so much. And Owen, thank you for coming on the show and chatting with everybody.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, you're awesome. Okay.
Well, you're awesome.
So, I love all you guys. You know, the truth is, it's hard to stop the show. We could sit here and chat all day long. So, I'm just going to say that you guys are awesome, and thanks for viewing. And if it weren't for you, I wouldn't be doing this. So, thank you. Let's vape out. I got Pank still.